In a world marked by turbulence and change where political promises come and go, we find ourselves called to participate in one of the most profound responsibilities we hold as members of society, the act of voting. Elections serve as a bridge between the individual and the community, an opportunity to shape the future in ways that reflect our values, our hopes, and our sense of responsibility. For those who walk the Stoic path, elections represent more than a civic duty. They are an opportunity to exercise the virtues that lie at the heart of Stoic philosophy. How does a Stoic approach this task? What is our duty in an election, and how do we remain true to the principles of patience, inner peace, and unwavering integrity in a process that often seems to be dominated by noise, division, and uncertainty? The answers to these questions lie in an understanding of Stoicism that calls us to a higher purpose, one that transcends the immediate concerns of winning or losing, success or failure. A Stoic does not seek validation from external outcomes, nor do they allow their sense of peace to be dictated by forces outside their control. Instead, a Stoic approaches each moment, each decision, with a focus on virtue, wisdom, and resilience. The foundation of duty in Stoicism. To understand the Stoic view on our role in elections, we must begin by understanding the foundation of duty in Stoic philosophy. Stoicism, as taught by figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, is grounded in the belief that our highest purpose in life is to cultivate virtue. This is not a virtue defined by societal norms, but rather a deep and personal commitment to live with integrity, wisdom, courage, and compassion. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic teachers, taught us that happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. This is known as the dichotomy of control, a core tenet of Stoicism. Epictetus reminds us that we cannot control the behavior or attitudes of others, nor can we control the outcomes of events like elections. However, we can control our own actions, thoughts, and intentions. In the context of elections, this means that while we cannot guarantee the success of the candidates or ideas we support, we can ensure that our own actions align with our highest values. Voting, for a Stoic, is not about personal gain or ambition. It is an expression of our commitment to the common good. It is an act of service, rooted in a desire to contribute to a society that values justice, wisdom, and integrity. The Stoic approach to uncertainty and imperfection. In the heat of an election season, it is easy to become disillusioned. Political campaigns are often marked by divisive rhetoric, exaggerated promises, and intense emotional appeals. As Stoics, we are called to rise above these distractions and to engage with the process in a way that reflects our inner calm and focus on virtue. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wrote in Meditations, "Do not waste the remaining part of your life in thoughts about others, unless you can make those thoughts lead to some benefit for the common good." Marcus reminds us that our energy and attention are precious resources, and that we must guard against wasting them on concerns that do not contribute to the well-being of others. In the context of elections, this means avoiding the temptation to become consumed by the shortcomings of candidates or the flaws in the political system. Instead, a Stoic focuses on what they can do to contribute positively. This might mean voting thoughtfully, supporting candidates who demonstrate a commitment to the common good, or engaging in discussions that promote understanding rather than division. We may not be able to change the nature of political discourse, but we can control our own approach to it. Moreover, we are reminded that no candidate or political system is perfect. As Stoics, we accept the imperfection of the world without allowing it to diminish our sense of duty. In every decision, we are guided by a commitment to act with integrity and to support those who embody the values we hold dear. When faced with imperfect choices, we remember the words of Seneca. "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The imperfections we encounter in the electoral process are an opportunity to refine our own virtues, to strengthen our commitment to justice, and to contribute to the improvement of society. Overcoming emotional reactions in the political arena. Elections can evoke intense emotions: fear, anger, hope, and even despair. For a Stoic, these emotions are natural, but they are not meant to control us. Seneca reminds us that he who conquers his own soul is mightier than he who takes a city. In other words, the greatest strength we can demonstrate is the ability to remain calm and composed in the face of powerful emotions. Stoicism teaches us to recognize our emotions without allowing them to dictate our actions. When we feel fear about the future, we acknowledge it, but we do not let it lead us into panic or rash decisions. When we feel anger toward those with whom we disagree, we recognize it as a natural reaction, but we choose to respond with patience and understanding rather than hostility. This mastery over our emotions allows us to participate in the electoral process with clarity and focus. We are not swayed by fear-based campaigns or driven to extremes by anger. Instead, we remain rooted in our commitment to virtue, making decisions that reflect our highest principles rather than our immediate emotional responses. This discipline is not only a source of personal strength, it also contributes to the stability and harmony of society, as we bring a calm and rational voice to the collective conversation. The Stoic perspective on winning and losing. A key aspect of Stoicism is the understanding that external outcomes do not determine our worth or our happiness. This principle is especially relevant in the context of elections, where the results are often unpredictable and beyond our control. Epictetus reminds us that freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. In an election, we cast our vote as an expression of our values, but we do not allow our peace of mind to be dependent on the outcome. Whether our chosen candidates win or lose, we remain steadfast in our commitment to virtue. We do not become overly elated by victory or devastated by defeat, for we know that our happiness and our sense of purpose are rooted in our own actions and attitudes, not in the external circumstances of the world. As Stoics, we accept the outcome of an election with grace, knowing that we have done our part to contribute to the common good. If the result is not what we had hoped for, we do not despair. Instead, we continue to live in a way that reflects our values, working to bring about positive change in our daily lives and in our interactions with others. We find strength in the knowledge that our worth is not defined by success or failure, but by our unwavering dedication to the principles of wisdom, justice, and compassion. The Stoic citizen's commitment to the common good. At its heart, Stoicism is a philosophy of service to others. Marcus Aurelius, who ruled as a Stoic philosopher-emperor, believed that the purpose of life is to contribute to the well-being of humanity. He wrote, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." This insight reminds us that our individual actions are meaningful only when they contribute to the common good. In an election, the Stoic citizen votes not out of self-interest but out of a sense of duty to the community. Our choices are guided by a desire to support policies and leaders who will serve the well-being of society as a whole. We are not driven by personal gain or ambition. We are motivated by a commitment to justice and compassion. As Stoics, we see ourselves as part of a larger whole, and we recognize that our own happiness is intertwined with the happiness of others. This sense of interconnectedness inspires us to act with integrity, to make decisions that reflect our values, and to contribute positively to the world around us. In voting, as in all aspects of life, we are guided by a vision of a society rooted in justice, wisdom, and compassion. Conclusion and call to action. As citizens who walk the Stoic path, we approach elections with a sense of purpose and responsibility. We do not allow ourselves to be swayed by the noise of politics or the volatility of public opinion. Instead, we remain focused on our duty to act with integrity, to uphold the values of wisdom, justice, and compassion, and to contribute to the common good. Our participation in an election is not simply an exercise of our rights. It is a reflection of our deepest principles and our commitment to live in harmony with the world around us. By voting thoughtfully, By engaging in meaningful discussions and by maintaining our inner peace, we embody the Stoic ideal of the wise and virtuous citizen. Let us then approach each election as an opportunity to strengthen our character, to overcome our emotions, and to act in service to others. As we cast our votes, let us remember the words of Marcus Aurelius. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Let us face the challenges of our time with courage, clarity, and compassion. As Stoics, we know that our power lies not in controlling the outcomes, but in shaping our actions and attitudes to reflect our highest values. Join us on this path of virtue. Cast your vote with wisdom, speak with kindness, and let us together build a world grounded in justice and peace.